Guardi che direi se non lei è ricca e se non vede io vedi un po' come All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Joe-Brown Idele-Ero Show, happening live on Facebook and YouTube. Today is a special day. As it was published, we are going to be having a very, very special discussion today regarding what has been going on in Edo State in particular. But everything is concerning Nigeria, but we are putting our focus particularly on Edo State. A lot of things has been happening. We have heard about people talk about the palliative goods that was broken into by, I would say, I don't know if it is protesters or hoodlums or something, that was broken into, but the governor came out to clear the air. We have all that one going on, and then we have had the governor himself addressing everybody, the stakeholders, youth in particular, regarding relaxing the curfew that he imposed on the state. That was done. So many things that the governor has offered out, in good faith. So we have a lot to discuss today. I have with me already as a part of my panel of discussants, Mr. Eugene Obadan. Welcome to the program. Will you please introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hello, good evening, everybody. I hope you can hear me.
If you speak a little louder, speak a little louder so I can hear you.
Good evening. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Well, yeah, it's okay. I think that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm Comrade Eugene Obadan. I'm speaking to you live, and I would be joining you to talk more on youth politics and involvement in Nigeria right now. Currently, we just formed the National Youth Democratic Movement, and it's a political group that we are trying to involve all the youths of Nigeria rather than them involving in vandalism or hooliganism. It's rather that you use their voters card as a weapon to fight bad governance and to fight away corruption. We believe that the barriers of the gun and violence cannot change what has happened in Nigeria since 1960. So that is why I've come to join you here so that we can talk more on politics around Nigeria and how youth can be more involved in politics around Nigeria. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, and welcome to the show. I hope we're going to be seeing more of you, you know, on this
Yeah.
program, because this is a platform that you are, you know, you can speak your mind freely and, you know, express it very well to the people. Mr. Obadan, I believe by your name you are from Edo State, right? If I'm
Yeah, I'm
correct.
from
Can you
Edo
hear me
State.
clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Very good. Now, my question is, we're going to have to, we will talk about the issue you just raised, but you know, first of all, I want us to look at what has been going on since the past week, you know, in Edo State. So that is concerning the protest, the violence, the riot, the damage of you know, properties. Would you please tell us a little bit about that? What you know and what is the by the way, where you located right now? Where you are?
Well, I'm currently in Edo State, Benin
Okay,
City
good.
precisely.
Now,
Yeah.
which means you are on ground, right? You are
Yes.
very much conversant of with what is going on. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm very
Okay,
conversant.
so let us take it like that. That you are familiar with what has happened in the past week. What can you tell us about that right away before we go into the issue that you raised that we will discuss today?
Okay, what is currently happening in Edo State and around the country? It's the aftermath of the COVID-19. That's the coronavirus. The aftermath of it. You can see a lot of people very hungry. A lot of people who lost their jobs and lost their means of livelihood because of the 8 months of staying at home. They now find this opportunity to break into where government have stored palliatives to begin to help themselves. But I don't feel that's the right way, because stealing is stealing, you know. Stealing is stealing, and I feel although the government should do more to distribute these palliatives sooner so that we won't have cases like this. In a situation where we begin to keep food which is meant for the masses, issues like these are bound to arise. So it's important for the government to create teams, to create little teams that could reach out to communities and distribute this palliative quickly. We noticed that in some of the warehouse they were stealing. We noticed from the videos on Facebook that some of these palliatives were getting rotten. Some of these palliatives were getting bad. So if government will do well to get the palliative is one thing, to have the right team to distribute it is another thing. You know, it is one thing to have it, but if the right team is not on ground to ensure that it gets to the people that it was meant for, you are bound to have issues like this. You understand? Because governance is about checks and balances. You know, if you give people an assignment, you must follow up to see that that assignment is completed. If not, it is you who is the leader that the blame will be upon. It is the leader that the blame will be upon. So the assignments given to administrators of different parastatals should be followed up upon, so that you have this kind of avoid this kind of national embarrassment, because this is a national embarrassment. It could have been avoided if there was a check on, did the palliative get to the grassroots, did it get to the right people, are they satisfied, what was the feedback, you know. Can I have the data of how many people it went to? Can I have a video evidence of how many people it went to? Can I have a video evidence of the distribution method you used? All these are part of checks you put in governance. If not, you're going to have chaos. But like I said earlier on, I'm not an advocate of crime. I'm not an advocate of vandalism. I'm not an advocate of violence. So I believe that the people should engage the government more in dialogue rather than taking laws into their hands.
There you go. Thank you so much. Well, you just talk about something that many people have equally heard and seen. The governor actually, what you just said now is the responsibility of the government to actually come out with an idea, you know, of setting up like a committee that would distribute such palliative, you know, whatever was available to them, you know, that was available for the to alleviate the suffering of the people, right? Okay, so there should have been
Exactly.
a committee set up, and I believe that was done. And the governor came out actually during the week after they have vandalized the place to explain himself, you know, to explain that that thing, whatever was left out there was just a little bit. After, you know, majority of it has been given out to the people concerned. So there was no reason for people to break into that place. And I mean, like you said, stealing is stealing. You know, I mean, I would regard that as stealing, because what you found out there, there is no way you're gonna have a bank, for example. Let's a bank. You have money in the bank. You want to clear everything out at the same time? No, you got to have some reserve. That's what the governor explained, that the little bit that was left out there was for another day. You know, you never know. It was for a rainy day. So that is what I see out there. That the people were wrong. They have taken these protests into a different level, which you and I know about. That was not the original, you know, initiative of the protest, right? So how do you address the youth? Because you are a young man. How do you address the youth to stop, you know, doing things like this that's not right against the government? You know, you have said it, that rather than engaging the government, in a simple dialogue that would, you know, give you something productive, they went ahead and take most things to their hands, you know, which is wrong. So now, how do you talk to the youth? We still coming to your own matter today as a youth. I know you have an issue you want to address to the youth. So how do you communicate this to the youth right now, Mr. Bada?
Well, like I rightly said, I'm not going to pass blame or cast aspersions here. I'm not going to blame either side. But what I would just advise is to say that the government should engage the people more. The government should, you know, set up bodies that will be closer to the people, so that people will be part of governance. They will know what is happening. They will know what this is meant for and what that is not meant for, you know. And good enough, in some of the communities around here, there are town halls. I think government should engage the youths more on what do they want. How can we solve your problem? What are your challenges? What are the issues you are facing? You know, the government has to come down. You have to set up little committees to look into this, because governance is all about reaching out to the people. When the people are not satisfied, you're going to have chaos, you know. But one message I would like to pass here today is this: there is no need for the youth to continue in vandalism and destruction of government or private properties. It is not the way. It is not the way. And like I always tell my friends and people that will care to listen, I said, you cannot build on a burial ground. You cannot build on something that has been, that you destroy. Rather, you build on what is there before. If you begin to burn government properties, if you begin to burn taxpayers' properties, you discover that you are not helping matters. Rather, you are worsening situations. You understand? We must, if we say we are true patriotic Nigerians, we must be ready to build our society. And how do you build the society? You engage in peaceful dialogue. You engage in this. We are no longer in the age of the agrarian age, or the age of barbarianism and the rest. This is the age of enlightenment. This is the age where, when the NSAS protest actually started peacefully. The idea was to tell the government that the people are not satisfied. And the government was willing to listen. Now that the government has listened, the next thing we should be thinking of is, okay, what do you want? How can we go about your needs? You understand? How can we go about your needs? Little by little, small by small, these matters can be solved. But let the youth or those engaged. I know it's more of hooligans. I know it's more of those who have seen this as an opportunity to steal, as an opportunity to harm innocent those that are doing this. I know it's not responsible Nigeria youth. I can categorically say it is not responsible Nigerian youth. It is the jobs of hooligans and thugs that have been waiting for opportunity to destroy and to steal. So my advice to them today is, whatever be the case, engage the government in peaceful dialogue, like a show like your own, which is very good. This is an opportunity to express yourself. Tell the government, this is how we prefer it, rather than, I heard a lot of arsons in Lagos, a lot of arsons in there was arson in Calabar, there was arson in so many parts of the country. It's not the way. That was not what the protest was meant for. The protest was actually meant for engagement of the government. We want things to be better. That was what it was meant for. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. Obada. I'm still having a little bit of a hard time hearing you very clearly. It looks like, I don't know, maybe your device, you need to check the volume of your device. But however, I can get what you're saying. Now, based on your introduction today to the audience, people who are listening, worldwide to this broadcast, I believe that you have a responsibility as a youth or, as your own group that you represent. Now, the problem is, people talk about the leadership. In this protest, there was no leadership. That's what they say. But somebody like you and probably some of your colleagues as youth who had this initiative to, present to the government, or, that you guys are dissatisfied with what is going on. Not just the youth alone. Everybody, all of us embraced this protest, the peaceful protest at the beginning. Everybody embraced it. That was true that the brutality, which the hashtag they used, EndSARS, end police brutality, extrajudicial killings and all that stuff, it was, quite a good, step that you guys took. But after a couple of days, after a few days, now people think it was hijacked by hoodlums. We don't know. I don't know how. We don't even know how to explain that. Maybe the youth, somebody like you, is in a position to explain that to everyone. But my question now is, if you have leadership, if you had some leadership, don't you think it would have been better for you to, engage the government in discussion on the way forward? I understand the protest was fine. It was okay. It was, everybody embraced it, like I said. But then again, there was nobody, what they were saying, that there's no leadership to talk to, to engage, so that we can let them know what, the government, the steps the government need to take in the right direction. Okay, so I believe you are in position to tell us today what happened, what went wrong in that. Why is it that there was no delegation that, the government could, engage in this discussion? Mr. Obada.
Okay, what I would say to that is, I think it was it was more of a chaotic process, because there's a saying that where there is no leadership, an idea will soon fizzle out. You see, the idea of we as youth going out there without a leader to engage the government, I do not think it was the best option, because I'm sure if there was a leader who would have spoken for the youths, there would have been a sort of roundtable discussion, and somebody would tell the government stop, and they will stop, and the protesters stop, and they will stop, But in this whole NSAS protest, most of the youths never wanted a leader. They felt, because of the previous experience, when you say, oh, this leader or this group, go and dialogue for us, go and talk to the government for us, and maybe they felt, oh, they will be bribed, or they will be used, or they will be, so it was that idea, that mindset, that kept them to say, okay, this protest, there is no leader. Because the past protests and past issues with that, leaders have gone in, and within a short period of time, they'll come out and they felt these leaders have been bribed, or these leaders are not speaking in their best interest. So I think that's why they came up with this idea, which ended up to be a bit of a disaster.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Badan. Before we continue, I have our special guest and regular guest on this program. He has already joined us. I'm talking about Ambassador Matthew Biki Uwaifo, all the way from Tanzania. He's already here. He has a very, very serious engagement with the government of Tanzania today. That's that's the reason why he was running late. So, but I'm glad that we have him here now. He has joined us. Ambassador Matthew Biki Uwaifo, welcome to the Joe-Brown Idele-Ero Show.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here. I tried all my best after my telephone conversation with you to make sure that I appear on the show, and thank God that I was able to gain access. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you, sir. Before you joined us, I have a young man here. He's a youth, particularly from our state, from Edo State. And our focus has been on Edo State. We tried our best to narrow everything to using Edo State as a case study in Nigeria. So we have a young man here today to join us in this discussion, and he has an issue that he raised. He want to address before the people. His name is Mr. Eugene Obado. He's here, so you want to say hi to him?
Mr. Obado, I saw him talking already. I've been with you for quite some time. Okay. I saw him talking about the lack of leadership in the NSAS protest and so on. So I listened very well. Mr. Eugene Obado, it's a pleasure to meet you. Okay. And if I may ask, are you from the same family with the Obado of Idele-Ero?
Yeah, he's my uncle, Reverend Peter Obado. Yes.
Thank you very much. Because I looked at your face and I could just piece out that it's the same family. So it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much. Yes.
I know your uncle in Church of God Mission, Benin.
Exactly.
Thank you. So God bless you. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
All right. So, Ambassador, so we had talked about a few things before your arrival, and again, I just have another young man joining us, Mr. Richard Imegi. I'm seeing him on the screen already. I guess all of us are seeing him on the screen. I want to welcome Mr. Imegi to the show. I believe you were being invited by Mr. Obado or somebody else, I don't know. But however, we want to welcome you to the Joe-Brown Idele-Ero Show. This is your first time of appearing to the show. Would you please introduce yourself to our listeners and viewers?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me first of all appreciate Mr. Obado, Eugene Obado, who invited me to this meeting. Actually, my name is Mr. Richard Imegi, and I am from Rivers State. Precisely, I'm from Obaibe Mandoni local government area of Rivers State. And I reside here actually in Rivers State.
Okay. It's nice to meet you, sir. We have a discussion on the floor, and I believe you must have been briefed about it, but if not, we are talking about what has been going on in Nigeria, particularly in our state, Edo State. For the past 1 week, there has been some developmental issues that has arisen, regarding the palliative commodities that was broken into by the people. I don't know how to tag them, whether they were protesters or hoodlums or something, and the governor came out himself to clear the air that what they are talking about was just a little fraction of what was left over, and I cleared that before. I guess you were listening to this program where, before you joined us, that if you have a bank account, for example, you're not just going to go to your bank and clear out everything, because you have to leave a little for, a rainy day. So I guess the governor cleared himself out, and people, if you agree with me, that his clarification was quite commendable, So now Mr. Badan has some idea. He said he was going to discuss today, address the youth through this broadcast. And again, our ambassador, who is regularly committed to this platform, is already here. He came here a little late. Would you please say hello to our Ambassador Matthew Biki Waifo, all the way from Tanzania? So I guess Mr. Richard Imagi, I was trying to address you. I don't know. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. So I was just trying to, have everybody, cooperation here. That usually when we come into the show like this, and you want to say hi to everybody else, members of the panel of discussion. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Okay. So you expect me to say hi to everybody?
Exactly. You came in late, and I wanted to appreciate those who were already here before you.
Let me shout out to everyone in the house. I thank you for the opportunity to be with you in this meeting. I want to say a very good evening to you all, and I'm happy to be here with you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I'm going to bring in the ambassador, Matthew Biki Waifo, at this time to tell us. I know before you got in here, you must have heard about what everybody has said regarding the matter arising since the past 1 week, and most particularly the breaking into the warehouse where the palliative commodities were kept, by the government. So, and again, we also talk about the fact that the governor himself came out, humbled himself. He has, clarified everything. Everybody should be okay with this clarification. He has explained how those things were, left over there and the reason why they were left there. So, Ambassador Waifo, please address the audience and our viewers regarding what you know about the matters arising from our state, Edo State, for the past 1 week.
Once again, good evening, everybody. The thing is this, that first of all, people don't seem to understand what is going on in Edo State. And I will just go straight and using the intelligence that I have, because our people are fond of saying, oh, you are in the diaspora, you don't vote, you are in the diaspora, you don't know what's going on at home. And I laugh a lot against that, whenever that is mentioned. Because I can say for certain that I know what is happening at home more than even the people who are there at home. Having said that, I wish to quickly say that what Edolites worldwide don't understand is that the devil has been let loose in Edo State looking for whom to destroy. Just as in the Bible, God asked the devil, where have you been? He said, I'm roaming around the earth looking for whom to destroy. Despite the fact that we say, let us be one, it is very clear, and I will mention names. Anyone can take me to court if my facts are wrong. That is how I always say, because it's based on correct intelligence. And this platform is not a platform for fake news or for peddling lies, you know, because one can be held in perjury. Now, the EPM has an agenda, and the agenda is to rubbish Obaseki. The agenda is not to accept. They have not been able to accept that Obaseki won the election. That is the truth. And they are doing everything they can to make sure, either by propaganda, either by spreading of lies, either by blackmail, make sure that the inauguration of the doesn't take place. Now,
wait, how come?
I just put out a video going forward. And in that video, I explained, I will first of all explain of the protest.
Now this person is carrying.
So we are protesting. Our governor was the first one to come out to say that he supports the NSAS movement, okay? And then it went on for 2 weeks. The youths were very, very exemplary. And remember that it was late September, immediately Obaseki won the election. I put out a video lambasting the police and telling them that NSAS should be disbanded, and that I found out from in Edo State that the best thing they were complaining about during the elections was the brutality of NSAS, the brutality of SARS. And I said in my video that SARS has become a a robbery squad and an official terrorist organization. In fact, they were very strong words. Now, by October 6th, the video was trending, and October 7th, the nationwide protest went on. Now, the thing is this, that by 2 weeks' time, I was a little bit surprised when Mr. Eugene Obadan was saying there was no leader. No, the youths were very, very intelligent, more than my generation. And like you later explained to us, they never wanted a leader, a public leader that can be bought by the federal government. They never wanted a leader. But ask yourself, how can people be so peaceful for 2 weeks? This is the first time in my own lifetime that protests have landed, have stayed for 2 weeks without any violence. Well organized, people were being fed, people were being able to put up their words, being able to talk to the federal government with their demands that were presented to the IGP. So the leaders were there, only that they were not made public. And if I want to put it further, no human being has seen the Holy Ghost face to face, because it is a spirit. So the spirit of the Holy Ghost was in the protest, directing everything, and that was why it was so successful. 2 weeks later, after that, like I said in my video, killings were done in Airport Road, Benin. You know, and nobody did anything about it, just as nothing was done about previous misdeeds. And then this embodied the hoodlums. And from there now, you see, they hijacked. I brought out a video on the 18th, and I said, look, the protest is about to be hijacked. The protest is about to be hijacked. I sent it to everybody that were in position. And they told me, no, the protest should go on. It cannot be hijacked. I told them, the hoodlums, and these hoodlums initially were hired by the federal government to disrupt the elections. And what is my proof? 4 days before that, Ambassador Hussein Komasi came out to say, that is the Nigerian ambassador to the United Nations for peace and social justice. He came out to say that if it was the time of Obasanjo, can people protest? Can people do this? Buhari should call in the army. That was immediately followed by the Arewa Organization of the North, with the chairman saying that if this protest is to remove Buhari, then they are ready to declare war. The ground was being prepared for what took place at the Lekki toll gate. The ground was being prepared. All the signs were there. And with my long experience, that is why I raised the alarm 3 days before it happened, that look, people are trying to hijack this protest. Now, when the protest was hijacked by hoodlums, let's go to Edo State now. The governor came out. He had traveled, but he forgot. If you know, every October the governor goes on leave. He had traveled, and when he heard there was this problem, he came back, and immediately he declared a curfew, number one. Number two, he promised that he will institute a commission of inquiry to check about the protest and to check about how the protest was hijacked. And immediately, all the shenanigans that have been bribed by the EPM members started shouting on the internet, this and that, oh, we voted for Obaseki, and now Obaseki is against the youth. He wants to make sure that the youth doesn't protest. And I came out in my video again to say, look here, it is for the, as the chief executive of Edo State, the governor's primary aim is to defend lives and property. And I support this what is it called? This curfew, because it will bring sanity. And to cut it short, the curfew brought sanity for the next few days until it was reduced. The time of the curfew was reduced, and people used that opportunity again, since they failed to still disrupt the protest to their own liking in Edo State. They decided now to raid the warehouse on Medical Store Road, the medical stores, to raid it. And I am saying it, that the people who have refused to accept the outcome of the election are behind all the problems we have right now. Now, they raided the place. Let me tell you, from my own intelligence, not from the governor, because there are a lot of things I cannot even put on the public space. But if you ask me, I will quote the exact figures for you. Now, the total items received by Edo State, both from the private sector, contribution from the government, and contribution from individuals, was 1,119,627. Total items distributed were 1,112,307. Total items remaining, which was kept in the storehouse and looted, was 7,320. 7,320 was less than 1% of the total goods received. And equally, like I said previously too, sorry I keep going back to my video, because that is an evidence. That's why I'm quoting it. It's an evidence. Like I said, Genesis 41, if you read it from 10 to the end, you will see where Joseph interpreted the dream of Pharaoh. And that's the first time in the world scene that strategic reserves came in. Now, he said there will be plenty in the first 7 years and drought in the next 7 years. And then Pharaoh asked, what do we do? He said, in the first 7 years, all leftover grains and excess grains should be stored in the warehouse. And during the next 7 years drought, those grains will be used for the people. And because of that wise advice, Egypt became the richest in ancient time, because people came with their gold, everything, to buy that. And I equally mentioned that the United States has the highest strategic reserve right now. You must keep something aside. Suppose a second wave of COVID-19 comes now. What are you going to use as the initial shock absorber before other gifts start coming in, other items start coming in? So to say that, in fact, it was so amazing that some people who are even educated don't find out what has happened. I mentioned also in my video that a friend of mine phoned me all the way from California. Somebody with a double master's in criminology telling me, oh, we voted for Obaseki, see what he has done. I asked him, I said, sir, with due respect, stop having your brain in your legs. I said, because when a child doesn't know the truth, if he wants to tell lies to the parents, he says, I have belly ache on my knee. I said, you would have found out. Then I explained to him the way I'm explaining here. And he said, oh, I didn't understand. You see, every attempt is being made to distract the attention of Edo State government from preparing themselves for the inauguration, from preparing themselves to launch the mega agenda. And I must say it here, that they will fail. And also, I want to quickly say this, then I end my talk. I want to say this. You see, Nigerians, we are very funny people. We have so many laws, as I continue to claim, in our status books. When the thugs, when they carry guns, these hoodlums, and start fighting for politicians, they are called thugs. And there is a law in the Nigerian Constitution, Section 227, against thuggery. There is even a law, Section 33, 1 to 5 of the same Constitution and also of the Electoral Act that says when a ballot snatcher snatches a box, that is for the thugs, that it can be shot dead. Now ask yourself, the prison in Edo State was broken into. For all those of us who are here, who are from Edo, you will know that that prison is very central. The prison is 10 meters from the police barrack. The prison is about 50 meters from the 1st Brigade in GROA. The prison is a few meters from the Air Force Center on Airport Road. And the prison is just, it's not too far from the CID headquarters and police headquarters. How come nobody came to the rescue of the prison guards whose bullets got finished because they had just 60 packets of bullets and old cock and shoot guns? Nobody came to their rescue. So this thing was well organized. And that's what I'm saying. And finally, let me tell you the truth. I have said it and I will continue to say it. Since June last year, I've been saying it. Come November 12th, Obaseki will be sworn in as the executive governor of Edo State. And there is nothing anybody can do about it, because that is the will of the people. If it was not the will of the people, if it was a rigging process, then it would not be. But it's the will of the people, and Edo State will cannot be truncated. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Ambassador Matthew Biki Uwaifo, as usual. If you are just joining us, this is the Joe-Brown Idele-Ero Show, happening live on Facebook. Please share the program. Share it to your friends, to your group, so that they can, be part of the discussion, if possible. Or they can also have opportunity to watch what is going on, to view it, to listen to the program if they miss it right away. But please do share the program. Now, Ambassador, you have said a lot, and we all know about what is going on. The governor has been elected, and there is nothing else that will stop him from being inaugurated. There is nothing as at now that will stop him from being inaugurated come the 12th of November. So that's a done deal right there, because the people have spoken in one voice, in unison. From the campaign, we all know that the people actually wanted the government to continue. That is not the issue. It has no part to play with the protest that ensued, nationwide. Now it was something that is born out of the youth anger against police brutality and extrajudicial killings. We have gone past a lot of them. Now the trending issue, which you also mentioned about the breaking into the warehouse where the palliative items were kept. Mr. Bader has spoken on that. I'm going to give the opportunity to another member of this panel today to tell us something that he know about what has been happening. I know that they have an issue they want to address here today. Himself and probably Mr. Eugene Obadan. You will have the opportunity to do that. Just be patient. Now I want Mr. Richard Imegi to talk to the people about the training issue, the matters arising, particularly from this past week in Edo State. Mr. Imegi.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Like I said, I was invited by Eugene Obadan, though I was not properly briefed on the topic of discussion. But as I came in, I was able to meet the discussion about the Edo imbroglio and the issues that surrounded the issues around Edo State. Well, I would say that over time we have come to a point where we like to politicize issues, and that's not very good for us. The issues of for the past few weeks now was like a wave, general wave in the country. It's something that just happened spontaneous. It was not instigated by anybody or any political party or any politician. The youths all over the country, all over the state, took to the street and made very fundamental demands on the government to correct some anomalies and ills in the society. And this borders on police brutality and all of that, extrajudicial killings. And on the issue of Edo, I think it's also it's not peculiar. It's also something that happened also in other states. So it's not just peculiar to Edo State. We also had other states where people the storehouses and then the warehouses and then looted the goods and the foods that were stored in those places. And let me also correct this, because a lot of people are trying to attribute it to the NSAS protesters. But I think that, at some point, the protest was actually hijacked by some miscreants, some unscrupulous agents who took advantage of the situation to carry out their criminal activities. for me, I think that it is regrettable what has happened, as well as the jailbreak. It is regrettable. Of course, this is Nigeria. We expected that at some point it could even get out of hand, even though the NSAS protesters were able to organize themselves for a long time, organize themselves properly, and then try to go about their demands in a very peaceful way. And again, let's not also forget that the protest was peaceful until the Lekki tollgate issue came up, the shooting at Lekki tollgate. That actually ignited the reactions we saw across the country, the violent reactions we saw across the country. Though these violent reactions were not carried out by the original NSAS protesters. Like I said, criminals, of course, were waiting by the corner to take advantage of some of these things. So, for me, I think that it is regrettable, like I said. What has happened is very regrettable, and I think that going forward, the government, as a matter of fact, should understand that the people are the bedrock of the society, and then the government should always try to do what is right, to always listen to the people. And I think that if government had attended to these issues the way they should have done, this issue wouldn't have degenerated to what we have today. And I heard the ambassador talking about trying to give some political colorations to the Edo issue. Though I'm not, but he was trying to give some political colorations to it. I don't think it has to do with anything political. As a matter of fact, there is no political undertone. It was a nationwide protest. Most of the things that happened in Edo also happened in other states. So Edo is not peculiar, So in Rivers State, there was in one of the local governments, some of the protesters, invaded the police station, destroyed the police station, and killed even a policeman, one policeman, and and a whole lot of things. And we also saw what happened in Lagos. So it's not just peculiar to Edo alone. So, but like I said, it's regrettable, and what we should be thinking now is how we can sit down and look for a way forward. Look at the issues that have been raised by the NSAS protesters, and then see how we can address them, so that we don't have a reoccurrence of issues like this in the future.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Everybody has also hear from you as well. Again, now I'm bringing in Mr. Obadan. This time, you have a particular issue that you want to address to the youth. I'm going to give you the opportunity now to bring it up, so that we can be part of it. We have quite some people here now that want to hear it, and the people at home are anxious to listen to what you have to say. But please do not forget to share the program so it will go wide, that your audience, people, probably your group, we have the opportunity to listen to you and hear what you got to say about the matters arising. Mr. Eugene Abadan, please, you got the floor now. Address the people, make your presentation to the people so that we also will be part of your idea. Mr. Abadan.
All right. I thank you very much, Honorable Ero, for this opportunity. Before I address the people on the idea that I have, I would just want to talk a little bit about what the ambassador said. Like, I would like to also support the position of Mr. Richard, because honestly, the protests or the looting was not politically motivated. If you discover, it was replicated in every state in Nigeria. It was the actions of people who were hungry and people who saw this as an opportunity to help themselves. It had nothing to do with any political party. So that's just what I wanted to say. Now, speaking on why I wanted to speak on your show, I believe Nigerian youths are watching these and they should understand that problems are not solved by the barrels of the gun. You can see we just ran out of power. That is the country we are in. We just ran out of power. It's a problem that will not be solved with gun. It will not be solved with violence.
Oh my God.
I also ran out of power.
You know, I'm in the darkness right now, and I'm not going to turn on the gen so that people will understand what I'm trying to talk about. You see, Nigeria has gotten to the point whereby we have to adopt the issues or the policies and the reforms that happen in other parts of the world. For example, in China, you see, some 35 years ago, China adopted the Industrial Revolution. And the Industrial Revolution adopted by China is what has put them where they are today, on the front burner. China today is helping other countries of the world in terms of finance. People go and borrow money from them. We keep borrowing from China, we keep borrowing from them. But the truth is, you say teach a man how to fish and he'll be better for it. If you keep giving a man fish to eat, he will not know the value of how to use the fish pond. Do you understand? So we need to know, how do these people, how have they gotten to where they are today? That is why I've started a political party which is called the National Youth Democratic Party. This political party, we are going to be focused on industrialization. Industrialization is very important. If you look at Rwanda today, Rwanda has keyed into the industrialization program. Rwanda is fast becoming a successful nation and a nation that will be proud of very soon, because they are using expert knowledge and keying into scientific and digital development. But here in Nigeria, we are focused on borrowing rather than taking this expert knowledge and focusing on developing and improving our infrastructures. We cannot continue to borrow and expect that we'll be better than who you are borrowing from, because the man you are borrowing from does not want you to be better than him. Because if you are better than the man you are borrowing from, you will not come back to borrow tomorrow. So the whole idea, like, let me take Dubai for example. In 2019, June 15 precisely, Dubai turned on what they call the solar dome. The solar dome is what is powering Dubai today. More than 90% of Dubai is powered by a solar dome. And what is a solar dome? A solar dome is solar panels which has been made into a dome-like shape, and the technology is used to power the city of Dubai. It has been replicated in China. China is using what they call a solar sea. You have millions of solar panels on a sea and it's powering cities. You go to India, they have done the same technology. They have 24 hours energy. If you go to South Africa, they have 24 hours energy. But here where you come, I was hearing one minister or somebody say yesterday on social media, I can't remember his name now. He said it will take Nigeria another 48 years to have stable electricity, and I was shocked. In the age of science and technology, a leader, a minister will be saying that it will take us another 48 years to have stable electricity. When countries that are around us have forgotten about energy problem, they are thinking of how they will get to the space, they will get to start a new life in the moon. We are still battling. You can see my house now is dark. I have a generator, but I'm not switching it on until we finish this program. I am not. So what am I trying to say is that the youth of our generation, this is the time for us to focus. China is the largest producer of ships, the largest producer of cell phones, the largest producers of tunnels. How are they doing this thing? All we need to do is bring these experts. You see 25-year-old boys, 20-year-old boys, they can make cell phones. They can make ships, all kinds of ships. I was opportunity to enter a ship in Port Harcourt the other day, MC Fuguang. It's a Chinese vessel that brought bitumen all the way from Finland. That ship was specially built for bitumen, to carry bitumen, and it keep the bitumen at 99 degrees Celsius. That was what that ship was made for. And all the crew members of that ship were less than 25 years old, apart from the captain. So what are we saying here is that it will not take Nigeria under 48 years or 300 years to be better. All we need now is to focus on England. England started their own, they did their own revolution, industrial revolution, since 1870. Today England's per capita income increases on a yearly basis. That is why they have the strongest pounds. Their pounds is one of the strongest in the world. So if we are going to focus on, like the other day I was reading on the news, they were going to give a city in Nigeria, Zamfara to be precise, 6 billion naira to share. Why are you sharing money? We have scarcity of resources. That is why people are stealing. We have scarcity of resources. That is why people are not satisfied. So to satisfy the people, we have to be focused on production and manufacturing, not leaving it for the private sector. The private sector can't even do it. The private sectors are failing in that regard. So before we go deep, I was hearing the other day that 10 billion will soon be spent on census. Now, do you count people that are hungry? Do you count a man that is frustrated on the streets? Do you count a man that has not paid his child's school fees? Do you count a man that knows that he's going to sleep in darkness in the next 1 hour? No. What you give that man is an opportunity to feed. You can see that 10 billion can even be replicated to have more than 10 functioning factories. But no, in our society, 10 billion wants to be shared or be used to count people. We have to change this mentality. It is not helping us. I also saw somewhere that 4.2 billion will be used for transportation allowance. My God, where are you transporting to? Are we going to space? Are we going to Mars? How can my transportation allowance be 4.2 billion for a year? That can start a fleet of car factories. Innocent has started a car factory in Anambra for years now. We have not keyed into it. We have not replicated that factory in the 36 states of Nigeria. So we have to start an industrial revolution. So why we have formed this party, and we are calling on youth in the diaspora, in Nigeria, and all over the world to join us. Let us be focused now, little by little. Rice is 40,000 naira currently in Nigeria for foreign rice. then the local rice is about 35,000 naira. Now the minimum wage of a Nigerian is 35,000 naira. Now, if my minimum wage is 35,000 naira, how do I marry 35,000 as my minimum wage and a bag of rice with a family of 4? It doesn't add up. So for me to survive, that means a bag of rice need to be at least 5% or even 3% of my salary. And how can that happen? It is through the fact that we need to replicate rice milling factories all over the 36 states. We have to have them in 10s, in 20s, not for private individuals. All private individuals need to do is to be part of the experts, part of those who, let's say for example, the manufacturers of pig milk. Pig milk is now 200 naira. What we used to buy 50 naira. Tin tomato that was sold for 50 naira is now 150 naira. 150 naira. That's about 100% increase. That means scarcity is what is causing the problem of the country. If there was abundance, who we want to go and waste his life trying to smuggle his way into a palliative, where you store palliative? Nobody. Like I said, it's not that I encourage stealing, but what I'm just trying to say is that we need to really look at our problem. Our problem is not, don't share money for me. Don't share money for the Nigerian youth. Stop sharing money. Take that money, build small factory. When it's working and it's serving a purpose, do another one, until there is abundance. Then we cannot talk about institutional reforms. We cannot talk about policies. We cannot talk about change of all these things. You know, a man that is hungry, he cannot be honest. A man that is hungry cannot be a good citizen. To have good and polished citizen, we must have abundance. So the YDP, I'm sure you are going to be seeing it in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years. It's all over the social media now. It's going to be a party of the young minds that will come together. Let us build a new Nigeria that is industrialized and mechanized.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bada. I'm going to interject right quick. We've heard, oh my God, look, what an irony. Viewers at home, wherever you are, and listeners, you can see what is going on. Mr. Obadan, where he is at the moment, suddenly the light went off. And he has refused to turn on the generator because he wants to show to the world that this is part of what is going on, what the youth, what everybody want to change in that country. So I mean, so that is part of his protest right now in this program. While we are on, the light suddenly went off. Is it what they call them? Is it NEPA or what?
It's BEDC.
What do you call it?
BEDC.
Oh, BEDC. The BEDC.
Yeah. Now
look, they seized the light. I can tell you, he probably will not have the light until the next morning. I don't even know how they ration it. But so Mr. Eugene Obada is now using this as part of the protest. See, so this is part of what everybody wants to change in that country. It's about time we have uninterruptible power supply. If you are just joining us, please share this program. Is very important. This is a very, very, very important program. You want people to see, you want people to hear. Now, I'm going to bring in the ambassador because I know he has a lot to say. Mr. Eugene, stand by. Don't go away. I know you have not finished your, what you have to say. But I just decided to quickly interject right there to bring in the ambassador. I know he has some information to pass on to our listeners and viewers. Stay right where you are, Mr. Obada. I don't know how to appeal to you. Either you want to put on the generator or you want to continue like this. It's up to you. I know I can see that this is part of your process.
Let's be realistic. Thank God you can hear me. That's good enough.
Right.
You know, because that's very good enough. Let us, because tomorrow you will hear that they gave us.
Ambassador, please go ahead and say something.
Tomorrow you will hear that there is 24 hours light in Edo State, and you may believe. So I'm showing you that there is no 24 hours light.
Yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead. Ambassador.
That not only are we hearing his voice, we can also see him.
You can see me, Ambassador.
Let me go straight to what is surprising me about the discussion today. I am somebody, I say it the way it is, because I only fear God, not any human being. You only die once. You can never die twice. And cowards die many times before they are dead. Now, to say that I was bringing political coloration to the problems of Edo State is not only, I don't want to use certain words because I don't want to sound condescending, nor do I want to sound as if I'm trying to insult people. Now, I'll just go direct to the point I want to make. When you want to talk about issues, please do your homework very well and do proper research. The only thing that, one of the things wrong with Nigeria is that we are very simplistic and very emotional about certain issues. We forget the facts. Now the matters arising, we said, for the past 1 week in Edo. Nobody, including myself, says that the NSAS protest was wrong. I asked for it, as you can bear testimony, Mr. Joe-Brown. I asked for it in a video long before people took it up October 6th. I have that video.
That's correct.
Space. That is an evidence. Okay. Now, what I was trying to tell you, and I mean it, and it is the truth. There is nothing like political coloration there. In Benin, Eugene Obadan is a Benin man. We say in Benin, Edo, isi agbon. Edo Radiodoma, Edo Odion, Urayodo Edo, Edo Odion. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, Mr. Obadan?
I understand you perfectly well.
Now, Edo being Edo isi agbon, anything that happens in Edo right now is being replicated in the whole country. Edo was the first to break into prisons. Before the prison in Edo was broken into, on the 19th, nobody in Nigeria broke into any prison. All right. And for Benin prison to be broken into, even though I'm in Tanzania, I did a program on GBK where I was able to show people the world over that it was not the protesters, because they were saying, the presidency was saying that the protesters are the one who broke into the prison and let out the guards. I even went with my people to gather intelligence inside the prison, where I showed in that program how the prison roof was built with planks and how the people who were facing death sentences passed through the roof and how the rest dug the wall. I showed the picture of the wall inside the prison and how they came to the yard of the prison. To the extent I told the whole world how many bullets the prison officers had, what guns they had, and what exactly took place. If somebody will now come to tell me that I'm making political coloration, then I'm very sorry. Because even where the meeting was held, for them to go and raid police stations, the first things was, first of all, raid police stations. And I mentioned the whole police stations that were raided in my video. And I would recommend that Mr. Obayuwana, please be following Mr. Obadan, please be following my video, because most of these things we are saying here now, I've already passed them, you see. Now, these people, their plan, first of all, was to raid the police station. make the state ungovernable. Make the state ungovernable. And after the state has been made ungovernable, the federal government will step in and declare a state of emergency and remove the governor. That was the plan. Okay. And what happened? You tell me. You are saying that, oh, it was just a protest. No. The protesters are our youths, whom I support till now, and I'm ready to die on their behalf. They are not violent people. They have more passion for their country, more passion about the future of the country than our own generation, where most of the people were sleeping. There were a few people that fought as at that time, but majority were sleeping. These people decided to raid the police stations. You tell me what that had to do with answers. Testami Road Police Station, Ogida Police Station, Ebotubu Police Station, Oba Market Police Station, Dumez Road Police Station, and other police stations which I can mention for you. They raided it, then they took guns from there. To the extent, one of them, they even stole the police uniforms. You understand? And went and dressed, one dressed as a DPO. I have the video saying that is now the new DPO since there is no government. I have the video with me. Okay. Then after they burnt the police stations down and stole the arms and burnt the vehicle, creating anarchy, they left there and met in GROA. It was in GROA they decided to raid Sapler Road Prison. And just like I told you just now, where were all the security agencies? That's at that time. Where were they? Nobody helped the prison guard. And I equally have videos when they came out from that prison, they were saying direct to Oko, direct to Oko, direct to Oko. And they went to Oko prison. Even before they came to Oko prison, I have the videos of the state of the prison, and I have the videos of how the guards fought them. Okay. And they broke into Oko and released. Even as we are talking now, my main business right now is how can Edo be kept safe. Obaseki cannot do everything. It is all our responsibility. And I'm not saying it here because when I'm talking, I make my video, people comment, oh, maybe you were paid by the government. And I've always made it clear that I don't owe any politician, living or dead, any penny. And I stand to be challenged any day. Whatever I'm doing is a passion for Edo State, a passion for the youths, and a passion for the governor. Now, let me tell you something. From after all this, a coup was declared. Was it wrong to declare a curfew? That people were saying that the governor now, the youth voted for him, so the governor wants to stop the youth from protesting now. Where did that come from? When people were being raped, you saw on Crack Niger, 3 girls were raped on Airport Road. I happen to come from Ogbe. I was born with thugs. I lived with thugs in Benin. And up till now, I still get my intelligence about Benin, and it's not everything I will say on the public space. So what I'm trying to say, there is nothing called coloration here. It is true. We better, as we are talking now, close to 1,000 hardcore prisoners have been released into the Edo society. People are at risk. Iweroba can knock on your door anytime. And I'm saying, for the palliatives thing, okay, you were saying it's political coloration. How come they still went to the deputy governor's house just 3 days ago to say that palliatives were there? And Atiodo, Oshomole's thug, broke into the deputy governor's house with a gallon of fuel, trying to burn the house down. So all I'm saying is this: we should not take things simplistic at all. These are things that are real, and the earlier we prepare for them, the better, to make our society safe, the better. You see, I quoted just now, Section 227 of the Nigerian Constitution says bans thuggery. What happened to thugs? Now, when it is a political setting, they call them thugs. It is the same thugs now that have a new name called hoodlums. After the elections, during the elections, they were giving guns, they were giving all manner of weapons. Now, those weapons were not recovered from them. And those are the weapons they've turned loose on the society now. Do you understand the point? And right now they are called hoodlums so that the law, because there's no law about hoodlum, so that section 227 on thuggery will not affect them. Do you understand how the whole thing is going? So what I'm trying to say, please, let us face the reality. For myself, I do not run away. I do not run away when my house is burning. I try to push the fire down. I know what
contain the
I have
fire. That's right.
done. Yes, and you know, Joe-Brown, what I have personally done to make sure that Edo is safe using my own resources. So to say and just shrug it aside to say that is political coloration, I felt very hot by that talk. Now, having said that, the Mr. Obayuwana and Mr. Obadan talked about a new party. Yes, it's all well and good to have a new party. Everything you said about industrialization and all that, I'm in support of it. And I've been asking for investors to come to Edo State. But you see, this is what I still say again about having to make research and get correct data. Now, 6 billion was not supposed to be shared to people of Zamfara. What happened was that the CBN governor broke the Nigerian law under the Constitution and the CBN Act. And right now, I have talked to human rights activists in Nigeria to take him to court. And he has been written a letter that if he does not respond and retrace his step, we are ready to go up to the Supreme Court. What happened? The federal government has been taking oil from the Niger Delta, including Benin and all the South states, since 1966, when the military government took over and removed the constitution at independence. Now, they say all that money belongs to the federal government, and according to the law in Nigeria, you find the Mineral Act in Nigeria, which 2007, it says that every mineral resources in the ground, on the waterways, in the territorial waters belong to the federal government. Now, if that belongs to the federal government and we can lay a pipe all the way from Port Harcourt to Kaduna, to the Kaduna refinery, to my oil, how come that Zamfara state, which is a part of the federation, we mine gold with certain traders, and the CBN, we want to buy the gold from them? That was the issue at hand. The CBN was going to pay the Zamfara state government 5 billion naira for their gold, and the Zamfara state government said they got the gold from artisan, they got it. Zamfara state government has no gold because that act is illegal. The CBN is not a commercial bank, so it cannot deal with trade goods, and gold is trade goods. So what we were saying is this, that restructuring has not been done in Nigeria yet. So the state of Zamfara, as an entity in Nigeria, cannot start selling the gold that belongs to the federal government according to the Mineral Act of 2007, that belong to the federal government. And the CBN also cannot, Emefiele cannot say that he's buying gold from Zamfara when he, or according to the CBN Act, he is prohibited from doing so. So these are the basic laws, and this is how southern Nigeria is being robbed of what rightly belongs to them. This is the point I'm making. I'm clearing it so that when you are forming your party, you will equally bear these things in mind. Then finally, about the party you are saying, I read on the internet, I read everywhere, oh, we are forming youth party. Beautiful. Beautiful. But let me tell you, you should not, the youth of today, my advice to them is that they should not be like Rehoboam in the Bible. You understand? You know what happened to Rehoboam and Jeroboam? The elders advised Rehoboam what to do about the Israelites. And the youth equally advised him. The elders told Rehoboam, please speak with calmness and pet these people so that they will support you. He went to the youth. The youth said, tell them, even though my father whip you with whips, I will whip you with scorpions. And that led to the division of Israel. 10 tribes went their way, and Jeroboam only got 2 tribes. There is nowhere in the world where the wisdom of the elders are not used. If the youths want to form a party, the party structure, fine. Their party structure can be manned by youths, but they still need to involve their elders to be able to balance themselves. Involve the elders as advisors, involve them yourself. I mean proven elders. I don't mean elders that believe in stomach infrastructure, that believe in Agberoism and Godfatherism and all that. I'm not talking of those. There are still sane elders that need the progress of Nigeria. You need to involve them into it. And finally, about Dubai that you were talking about. I first went to Dubai in 1973 when it was just a fishing village. There were only 3 houses there. That time when you go to Jumeirah, you take a dough. A dough is a boat. You can enter that boat to Kerala in India. You can enter the same boat and go to Saudi Arabia and so on. But how did Dubai become what it is today? And don't forget, Dubai is just a city-state. A city-state. Just like even Lagos population is higher than Dubai. When people compare these things, even Rwanda that we are talking about, Rwanda population is only 8 million, just a little bit bigger than Edo State in population. You understand? And now everybody is praising Paul Kagame. Do you know what happened before Paul Kagame got to where he is now? Look, there was nothing like dissent. You could not suggest anything to the government. It was a one-party state, and it was strictly enforced. Have you not been reading in the papers how political opponents were assassinated and all that, and dissent was stifled? Is it the same thing that you want to Nigeria to have? So there is always a price. I always say, no freedom is free. No freedom is free. People should not think that freedom will just fall like manna fell from heaven. You have to sacrifice. You have to give your blood. You have to stand your ground. That is how you get freedom. And finally, no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any other Nigerian. And according to our constitution right now, it says clearly that anybody can run for presidency. There is no age limit. So start first of all fighting hard to change that constitution that is skewed, because that was Abacha's constitution. It was made to favor the North. It is time we ask for a proper constitution first before we start fighting for other things. Because you see, when people talk of restructuring, what they are really talking about is that every Nigerian should be treated equal. That's the truth. Under the rule of law, that the same law should be used for every Nigerian. That's what restructuring is really talking about, you know? Because right now in Nigeria, you ask yourself, is our president the president of northern Nigeria or the president of the whole Nigeria? Because every important position in Nigeria is manned by northerner. And if you go and check, even that northerner you are talking about, 80% of them are Fulanis. Saying Hausa Fulani, no. Hausa Fulani, no, because the Hausa is a different entity altogether, whom the what is it called? The Fulanis use their policy of coming to your place. They wipe out the old people, seize your land, and declare it a caliphate or an emirate. That is how they got the Hausa. They say Hausa Fulani. No, the Fulanis wants to rule Nigeria perpetually, both from Niger Republic, Mali, and so on. They are all there. So please, what I'm trying to say is this. Your party, I welcome it, but when you say youth party, only the youth you are addressing. My friend, please, I'm telling you, Obada, my son, please, better reframe your words again, or straight away you start having opposition. Me, I count youth to be 18 years to 35 years. Those are youth, 18 to 35 years. That's my idea of youth. Somebody who is 50 years cannot be called a youth. 45 years cannot be called a youth. 18 to 35 years, those are youth. So please, I want you to succeed in your enterprise. Your uncle succeeded as the first deputy governor in a democratic setting after Ali, So I want you to succeed. But please, frame your words correctly. Please, throw your party open to the whole strata of the society. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ambassador. Oh my God. Look, it's always interesting having the ambassador on these live broadcasts. It's interesting. You can see. Look how smiling Mr. Abada is now. He's happy. Hearing from the ambassador. He knows a lot, and he's been giving us a lot. I wish people are thinking that he's being paid. He's being sponsored. No, he's not at all. The man is a concerned citizen of Nigeria and of Edo State in particular. The man wants the best for that nation and for our state. So is Mr. Obada, who is here with us today, who is just joining us for the first time. I hope that he is already liking the platform. He's probably going to come back again because we have a lot to talk about Nigeria in a positive way. We want Nigeria to move forward. No one is agitated for Nigeria to go backward than what it is right now. No, we want the Nigeria to follow the world, because the technology has taken over the world, and there will be no need for all these protests if what has just happened. Look what happened to our brother today, Mr. Abada. He is still refusing. To turn on his generator, to power, to give his family power, especially to show in this platform that what is going on in Nigeria is wrong. Okay, so that's part of it. There are a lot of things we have to discuss in this platform live, and we are here for the truth. So basically, I'm going to bring in Mr. Abada now to say something, in response to what the ambassador. The ambassador is somebody who supports good thing. Everything that is good, he is part of it. He was one of the advocates of this protest. He started it himself personally before it was hashed. I don't know whether they listen to his videos. That's what probably prompted the youth to come out to protest, because he has said so much about all this that propelled the protest. Now, again, if you are just joining us, this is the Joe-Brown Idele-Ero Show live broadcast happening on Facebook Live and YouTube. If you do not, please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is also showing on your screen. I'm going to bring that up on your screen in a minute. So please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and so that way you do not miss any of our program. Every Wednesday, every Saturday, we are here same time, 11:30 a.m. Central Time, North America, and then 5:30 p.m. UK and Nigeria time. That's where we are right now. I'm going to bring in Mr. Abada to speak, to appreciate what Ambassador has said. He has kind of laid down the platform for you. I want you to respond to everything that you heard from him and what you have to add to what he has said. Mr. Abad.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ero, and thank you very much, our dear Ambassador Becky, right? I believe I'm correct with the name.
Yes, you are correct, sir. Go ahead.
First of all, Mr. Ambassador, if you are joining us at the beginning of this show, I responded to Mr. Ero's question and I told him that one thing I'm against is violence, tokenism, and hooliganism. In fact, I believe strongly in the voters' card as the weapon to reform our dear nation. And I told him also that I am not in support of whoever is, whether political or whether self-toggery or whatever. I am not in support of any. So, and like I also told him, I said the protest was good while it was singing the End SARS and End Bad Governance. But when it turned violent and when it turned to arson and destruction, I'm totally against that. I'm totally, and I will never, ever support anybody who feels you will use a violent revolution or a coup or a sort of a military takeover to take over any government. We are in a democratic society and we must follow the rules of law. Do you understand? So I want you to understand that probably because you were not here at the beginning, so I believe that's why you felt trying to say it never happened or they were on their right or it was okay. It's never okay to rob. It's never okay to destroy government property. It's never okay to break away from any prison. It's against the law. I'm an advocate of truth, equity, and justice. Right now, talking of me shielding the elders, no, that's not true, sir. In fact, I will invite you to be part of us. Initially, when I started this group of the idea of a political party, we were only 9 on a small social group platform, only 9 of us. Now it has replicated into 500,000 in less than 2 weeks. You understand? So the awareness for the youth to be involved in political party has arisen, which is a good thing.
Hold it there. Can you hold it for a minute? Let me ask you this. The youth political party you are talking about now, right? Is this something that is just being initiated, or is it going to be like nationwide? Is it going to be like just one state, Edo State, for example? Or is it that all the youth are aware, or are you trying to enlighten the youth now that there's a political party you guys are about to form, that they should be part of it? Is that what you are telling us?
Yes, what I'm saying is that after the protest precisely on the 20th night / 21st, I started a social group platform that the youth should come together. They should not feel that they are exempted or they are left out or it's all over. We should start a party whereby we can speak with our voters card. You understand? That was what I was trying to do. And what I'm telling you now is that all over the world, the idea has been accepted. It has been replicated in different social media platforms. I'm sure you must have seen it. The only difference now is that because of what I knew that people like Ambassador will feel, I now changed the name. In fact, a friend in Canada, a Benin man too, Austin, is a movie director in Canada. As we are speaking, he's building the website for this party. Somebody else is writing the constitution. Somebody else is writing the administrative structure. It's not just about me. It has replicated, and there are people. In fact, we have Benjamin Onos in America. We have Justice Esiri in London. So everybody is keen into it, and the name is now National Youth Democratic Party. to make it all encompassing, elders are welcome. You can never exempt the ideas of the wise. You can never exempt. There was a time when we were all voting and the rest. Some elders were telling us, be careful the party you go for. In 1984 we suffer something. We suffer something. We are telling you people now. Most of the youth did not listen. Everybody was all about voting, all about, you understand. But now we know that the wisdom of the wise can never be overshadowed. So it's an all-encompassing party. It's just that this time the youth will take the front seats and the leaders we be at the back seat to telling us, drive carefully, don't enter the gutter, see how you should drive. That is what we want. Because I have told everybody that will ever be a leader in this party that if you do not understand the industrial revolution and its effect to the social economic status of a society, then you can't be a member. You should not even bother. Because industrial revolution helps in employment, it helps in improving the status of and well-being of the people in the society, it helps in development, provision of social amenities. Imagine a city that has more than hundreds of solar companies giving out energy at a very reduced rate. Imagine a city that does research on roads and bringing solutions and other materials aside from bitumen, aside from other materials to repair roads and put it in order. Tens of thousands of hundreds of these companies. Imagine companies that produces tea tomato. Tea tomato should not be 150 now for pastry. It's only in Edo State we have this man. What's his name? You should know him, Ambassador. He was very active in this last political party. Osa something now. He has a tomato factory in Edo State. He's the only one that has that kind of factory. You understand?
Okay.
So
you're talking about Captain Hosa?
Yes, Captain Osa. Yeah, thank you very much, Captain Osa. You understand? It's like the tomato factory he has is like a magic to us. It's not supposed to be magic. We should have like 10 of it in Edo State, 10 or 20 of it in Lagos, because Lagos is very big. Now, Mr. Ambassador, sir, I know of the minor population of Dubai and Tanzania, but what I'm saying is that if a solar dome is built somewhere in, for example, in Edo State and it works, why should it not be replicated in the 36 states? That's what I'm talking about. Let us start it small as an example in one state. See it, if does it work? Does it meet to the needs of the people? Is it effective? What is the maintenance culture? How can it be long lasting? Can it last for 100 years? What can we do for it to last for years and years? If it's working, what's supposed to replicating it in the 36 states? But not to try at all is to be a failure. Now I talked about ships. Why are we not building ships? We needed to take our raw material for foreign direct investment. We needed to bring raw materials that will build our roads and build our industries. China, I'm telling you of a fact, it is 20-year-old boys that are doing these things, not 50-year-old boys. And I will keep saying it, we must go into industrial revolution. The policy of, let us share money, let us give them small palliative, let's give everybody 30,000 naira. Let's give everybody 5,000 naira, let them go and settle themselves. It's not going to help us.
That's right.
We have
That's
to
right.
start.
That's correct.
And you remember, yes, and you remember I said we have to start little by little, small by small. Mr. Ambassador is very familiar with the Bible. He also knows that, he knows many verses in the Bible that said that, do not despise the day of humble beginning. We have not started. The only thing we hear is that let us do PPI, private partner investment. The private sector cannot handle. Nigeria population is increasing astronomically. It's increasing by the day. The demand cannot affect supply. Our demand is so much that supply is now scarce. So when demand is high and supply is scarce, what do? You You look for a means where you can make supply more to cost a surplus and demand reduces. And when demand reduces, you see that there is a balance of equilibrium. That's what the economic people say. You understand? And we must follow this economic method. So what I'm trying to say here is that I believe the program of industrial revolution should start. Even if the government, even if we are not in power now, even if we are not, I'm not going to be one of those politicians that say, oh, let's put all those politicians in prison. Let us come and cut their head. I'm not an advocate of violence. What has been done has been done.
That's right.
Where do we go from here? Where do we start from? How do we start? Which country should we meet for help? Not to go and borrow money from them. When you borrow $500 million from a country, you will spend your years paying it. Rather than you spend your years to build, you spend your years to pay. And you become poorer for it. These are simple economics. I'm not an economist. I studied business administration in school for only 4 years. But we have so many PhDs, we have so many doctorates, we have so many professors, so many intellectuals, yet we are still where we are. Why don't we take it, why don't we fold our sleeves and go and tackle the problem? And the problem can only be tackled by truth, honesty, and equity. It's not Mr. Ero, oh yeah, go and supply Niger Delta $2 million, share it for them. Mr. Becky, once give this one $500 million, share it for them. You are creating chaos. By the time they spend that money to buy what is left in the market, where does the new one come from? It becomes scarcity, it becomes expensive. And when there's expense, you cannot tackle the chaos. What we are currently experiencing in the country is chaos. And for this chaos to come down, government has to quickly look into changing this policy. To quickly look into this industrial revolution. You don't have to wait for Eugene Obadan. You don't have to wait for one young man to start it. You can start now. It's not, I'm not hiding the idea. It's not an idea. I believe I'm a selfless individual. It's not an idea that I want to go and keep in an incubator. I'm telling the Nigerian government now, go back to China. Don't collect money. Collect expert knowledge. And come and start small. You can come and start from Edo State, because I see everybody likes Edo State. Come and start from Edo State. Come, let's build a solar dome here and switch it on. You know, and if it works, let's take it to all the 36 states. We have started. Energy first. Energy first. Because when you have energy, before you can build other industries. So, Mr. Ambassador, I love your response. I respect your age. I respect people from your age. And I hope and I wish they will join us to drive this idea of industrialization, because if we look at almost all the countries of the world that have succeeded, they have all gone through an industrial revolution. We must not copy from failures, but from people who have succeeded. We must copy from people who have got it right. England has got it right. United States has got it right. China has got it right. Germany has got it right. It is time for Nigeria to get it right. And the only way we can get it right is to copy from the best. It is not a man who copy and pass. He still pass. You understand? Than to fail totally and be driven from the system. So that's my own idea. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you so much, yeah. Mr. Obada. Look, you are awesome, you know. I mean, I really appreciate your appearance here today, and I hope that you will take note of the time and days on this program to come back and educate the people more. I know you got a lot more. Actually, like I said in this program, we have a lot to educate the people so that Nigeria can change. The change starts by enlightening the people. A lot of people are ignorant, you know. I mean, being educated, I mean, academically doesn't mean that you know a lot. A lot of people are ignorant of so many things. But in this platform, we welcome your opinion, you know, your ideas. Come out and then share it with the people. Come and enlighten the people like what Mr. Obada is doing right now. And I wish he has been coming to this program. He probably, or he has been listening to this program. You need to go and subscribe to the program yourself. Start with yourself, so that you can see. You can go back.
I've been watching you. I've been watching you, but
oh, great. Yeah, so that the ambassador is always here to educate the people, and he's hammering on things that is developing now in that country. So we are all in the same boat. We are working towards the progress and the betterment of our nation, Nigeria, and starting with our own state. You see, you have unveiled a lot of things now about industrial revolution that need to happen in Nigeria. Industrial revolution need to happen in that country. That's exactly what Mr. Obada is saying. It's not by giving people to the money like stipends. No, that's not going to help them. No, we want these people to be engaged because the population is exploding in Nigeria. You see, we want them to be engaged. If the youths are engaged, I don't think they will have the mind or any time to think about evil. No, because they say an idle mind is the devil's workshop, right? Which is correct. So if you are idle, then you have a whole lot of time to think evil. But when you are engaged, you're busy, you don't have time for all that. That's exactly what Mr. Obada is saying. He's telling the people. And about your plan, your initiative for the youth party. So don't you think it's about time for you to call on if you have leadership from every state, call some kind of conference. Instead, we don't want violence. No, we want peace in that country. Don't you think it is about time for you guys to start putting that together now towards 2023, which is going to be another general election, right? So what I'm saying is, it don't have to be. You have said it that it's not going to be just the youth alone, maybe a certain age. No, I know you're going to make it open because you also need the elders' advice, for you to succeed. But however, it's about time. Actually, I support the idea that the youth should I've been saying it. They should participate. They should participate in politics. Politics is a game of number. If you are not there, the reason why it is like this, why the elders has taken over, has been there, has dominated the whole party politics, is that the youth show not challenge attitude towards it. They don't want to be part of it. They don't participate. And if you do not participate in it, how do you expect the change to happen? So that is my take on that. I'm going to bring in the ambassador this time to talk more about this before we start thinking of how to round up. I know we have spent quite some time here. The ambassador, do you have more for today? I know there's a lot. Like I said, we talk about you, Mr. Obada, and yourself, talk about stomach infrastructure. We talk about, when people talk about restructuring, I keep telling them, I say, yeah, restructuring is good for that country. But keep one thing in mind, even if you like, you disengage that country and cut it into like 100 pieces, 100 states, whatever, that has not solved the problem. What the problem we have is the conscience. We have to restructure our consciences first. If you don't restructure your conscience, look, if you cut the country, if you divide it into 100 places, the people are still the people. If the people doesn't change, their mindset, like, you just go to government, you want to be in the government to steal. That's what they do. But when you remove that from your mind, believe me, that restructuring begins from there. So that's another thing. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to enlighten the people about in this platform. I'm going to bring in the ambassador now to tell us something before we start rounding up. Mr. Eugene Obada, don't go away, stand by. You are very, very interesting. I mean, your topic is interesting. The people are listening to you. So please stand by. Let me bring in the ambassador.
Okay. Thank you very much. I listened to what Mr. Obada said, And somehow along the way, I think we are on the same pedestal, but with a few adjustments. Now, I always tell people that when God said in the Bible, let there be light, was Nigeria excluded from that blessing? Yes, because if Nigeria was not excluded, because when we were growing as kids in Nigeria in the early 60s, there was Electricity Corporation of Nigeria, ECN, handed over by the British. There was no seizure of light. We started having seizure of light when NEPA came on the scene. That is also called leper. With their leprosy, that's when we started having light. And no industrialization can take off without power.
Exactly.
That is why I said that the most important things when before the NSAS was broken up was that the people should ask the government to provide, do everything they can to give us light. Because if there is steady 24 hours light in Nigeria, I'm telling you, my brother, I trust the youths. And I even said it. They are very ingenious. They are very intelligent. The industrial boom we are talking about now will take off. And I want to quickly mention also that places like China that we are talking about now and Japan, early 60s, if you put a Beatles car, a Mercedes car, a Peugeot, and you put a Toyota, the Toyota will not be bought. People didn't want to buy Toyota. But you see, all these things were copied. Like the Chinese are the biggest thieves of intellectual property. You understand? We should stop being gentle about this thing. Stop being gentle about it. Go, they say if you cannot when it comes to patent rights, when it comes to intellectual property, it is the unspoken law that if you cannot win honestly, you cheat. And that's not a crime. Most of these things are stolen. You come and you copy it. Like, for example, if you go to China, you will see Versace. A Versace shirt, original, is sold a different price. Then you see a Yasas. Versace, Yasas. It will look exactly like the same Versace that you are talking about. Because people won't have time to see the Y in front of instead of the V. It's just Yasas. It will be the same thing. They are busy making money. That is why Donald Trump started shouting, because everything in America has been copied, you see. So the thing is this, like you said, we need an industrial revolution. But that industrial revolution, we should not bring in the British system. Anybody that can make anything, like you said, yes, the God of small beginnings. Yes, you must have something to build on. And so light is the most singular important thing that has been dragging us behind. And I'm praying that in our lifetime, life will become more steady. And I'm thanking here also. I keep saying it because I am a pig farmer. And outside my official job. And the pig used to say that whatever a man has is what he's proud of. That is why he put his own balls at the back for everybody to see. The pig is considered to be an ugly animal, but he has the most beautiful balls among animals in the world, and his own is behind for him to for people to see. The government of Edo State has already started showing us what it can mean when we have a 24 hours light. Mr. Obadan, you are in Edo State, if I'm not mistaken, or if you are overseas, you can phone your people, let them go to Sapele Road. All the industries on Sapele Road up to the Secretariat right now have 24 hours light from the Osium power plant. And that was why I fought very hard for this government to have a second term, because I know by the grace of God, before they leave, either 3/4 of Edo State, even if it's half of Edo State that have 24 hours light, it would really help us to move forward. In fact, when I came to Benin last year, I went to these warehouses that have been turned now to like industrial park on Saple Road, where people are doing wedding, they are doing all kind of things, you know. I was quite shocked because they had what? Steady light. So I am in support of your program that you are talking about the industrial revolution, because that's the only way to go. Any other way, we are just wasting time. Okay. Now, having said that, I want to say that what Nigerians are yearning for is a leadership that is responsive and responsible. Responsive and responsible. And the youths were protesting against, they were tired of tyranny, tired of tribal and religious colorations in Nigeria. Mr. Obayuwana can
Mr. Obadan,
you know,
Yeah.
and
I'm
sorry,
still in an
Mr.
interview.
Obadan.
I'll call you back. I'm still in an interview.
They, you know, they were tired of religious coloration that fears ethnic division in Nigeria. Okay. And they were challenging the vagabonds in power, because I always say it, we have vagabonds in power, and that's the best way to describe them, because how a senator can earn higher salary than the president of the United States beats my imagination to this day. I cannot understand it. Okay. And also, I must tell you that the government's response, the violent response of the government further proves the lack of concern for its citizens, the lack of empathy, and the nature, unrepentant nature of those in power. Imagine when this protest started, all that was needed was for the president to come out and address the people and tell the people that, hey, look, I'm setting up a commission of inquiry. Youths, I've had you. Yes, I've had you people very well, and we work on this thing. What is it called? I'm setting up a commission of inquiry. That commission of inquiry will be composed of half the youths and other stratas of the society, like civil societies and so on and so forth, to look and address this matter. Empathy would have been there. The president kept quiet. And what will happen? Last Thursday, he gave the most nonsensical address I've ever had to witness in my time. There was no empathy with those killed in the toll gate. Neither was it even mentioned. That was an insult on the general psyche of the whole citizenry of Nigeria. We have to call a spade a spade. We need a leader that will have affinity and empathy with the people. That's what we need. Not a leader that will think, you know, he's superior. He's living in the space and we are living on earth. You know, a leader that knows what is paining the people. You understand? Having said that, hoodlums, they need to be brought to book. There are laws in our status book that can address the situation. And like I said before, if the federal government think by killing protesters at the toll gate that this protest has finished now, no, it has just gone underground. People are strategizing. People are thinking, and if the government does not act on time to address the concerns raised during this protest of the youth, mark my words now, a second protest is going to come. Where that will lead to, no one can be able to control it. A second protest will come. The hoodlums hijacked this, yes, like I said, it started in Edo State. And that's why it's very important. You can't say, oh, it's happening in the whole federation now. Where did it start from? It started in Edo State. Where did people say their will to elect their leaders, it started in Edo State. And breaking of palliatives started in Edo State. You understand? So a lot of things.
Hello, Ambassador. Are you trying to say we are rugged, notorious people?
No, what I'm trying to tell you, I told you just now in Bini language. I said Edo Isiagbon. You understand? We have been at the cradle of the black civilization for over 1,000 years. Go and check your history. And Edo is the heartbeat of the nation. That is what I'm trying to tell you, the heartbeat of the nation. So we have to be very careful. Whatever we do will be copied, because a lot of people have traveled within Nigeria. A lot. In fact, the last election of last year, I campaigned for Buhari in Jigawa, in Adamawa. I nearly even lost my life in Zamfara, and so on and so forth. I came to Nigeria and spent 4 months. And when they were meeting Buhari supporters, I didn't go to Abuja, because these things, I don't do them. I do them on strong policy, you know. And what I wanted to tell you, my son, why I was telling you that don't leave the old men out. To start a political party and to succeed, you need money. Whether we like it or not, you need money. You need funding. You understand? Just like you said, you can have young men that will do the leadership thing, or that we do the administrative thing. But your board of trustees and your source of raising money, since right now there is no laws barring people on how much they can raise, you still need the old men to donate to you. The only difference will be that they should not attach any condition to their donation. You don't want godfatherism to remove the good program that you have. That would be my advice. The other ones, I will not put them on this platform. The other discussions too, I will not put them on this platform. I hope as you grow, we'll be able to interact, and then other things will come out. But I support you 100% on diagnosing the problem in Nigeria as industrial revolution. That is the truth. And when you say industrial revolution, it includes the light. Like your solar dome, for example, is what is it called? There's a word that they use. It does not pollute the air.
Yes, renewable energy. Renewable energy.
Yeah, it's clean energy. You understand? That's the way the world is going. The world is going towards clean energy. In fact, in another 20 years, all this oil we are talking of, Niger Delta and so on, they will have no, if we don't prepare. So it is really the industrial revolution that we need to go. And before I leave you, my dear, I'm still saying it. For you to see the pattern in those states, other people have not replicated that now, but for you to see the pattern, why would they were even trying to say there were palliatives in the State House until the governor came out to come and say there's no palliatives. So people would have raided our State House. I'm telling you the truth. They raided the deputy governor's house because they said palliatives was there. So this is what I'm trying to say. Instead of condemning the hoodlums, we are beginning to change our lives, you know, and support evil. Instead of condemning the hoodlums, people are saying, oh, they were hungry, so that's why they went there. They broke into Didn't you see the vaccines and the medicines meant for little children and so on that they destroyed? Okay, they were hungry. They went to, what is it called? Ogida, the late Chief Eribo's estate, and boggled the both shops and stole away TV, stole away this. Look, they are repeating what my eyes saw during the Biafran War in 1967, when people were bugging Igbo's houses, their shops, steal everything and so on. And I must tell you, with what my eyes saw, all those people who looted, their children became nothing. All those people, I'm telling you the truth, in my eyes, it happened in my eyes, before me. All those people who stole all those things, they became nothing. death was always in their families, uselessness. Their children became hopeless, getting 99999 in the school, in the WAEC those days, and so on and so forth. They were non-entities. So it's very wrong for you, something that is meant for the state, you are looting it in Benin City. What of the Ishans? Is it not the same thing? Are they not partakers of the same palliative? What of people in Auchi? These things belong to the state, and we must call a spade and condemn hooliganism, condemn these hoodlums that have taken over, and call the political establishment to order, because they were the ones who empowered these hoodlums. Now, let me, before I finish, please, let me quickly tell you, Oba Palace was raided at the gate July 25th. Nothing was done. The state government went and reported to the police. They refused to arrest the actors. We are one, okay, fine. That emboldened them. August 6th, the State House of Assembly was nearly raided by the orders of the Federal Attorney General. He ordered the federal police, which was out of his mandate. And I wrote a protest letter about that. And all these things I'm telling you, I'm saying it now in your program. I documented them, including Oshomole saying that he has the thugs of APC as his infantry army. I documented all of them and took them to the ICC. So it's not just that I'm just talking this, and so on and so forth. This fight has been on, only that we don't put it on the political space. And there are still, as we are talking now, a lot I know about Edo State happening there right now that I cannot say on this platform. But thank God that we have a responsive government and a responsive governor. It's quite different from what we have at the federal level. Your governor was on leave, he came back, he called the first town hall meeting in the whole of Nigeria to address the youth, and even promised the youth that 60% of the jobs will be for them. Immediately called town hall meeting, Lagos State start calling town hall meeting. Other people start, that is why I'm saying Edo Isiagmo. Other people start calling town hall meeting. So what I'm trying to say is this. It's not saying that we are rascals or Edo State is hooligan. But if you look at it really, thugism, hooliganism, kidnapping has become the bane of life in Edo State. Those days we used to say Obitofe. If your father died, you could have ceremony for a whole week, block the street or do whatever you have. Nowadays, people can't try that. 8 o'clock they are in, they go and hire a hall and so on and so forth. So they change our way of life. It is time for Edolites to claim their state back from these hooligans. It's time we claim it back and stand our ground. Even the Industrial Revolution you are talking, sir, don't be surprised that it can even, other states will buy into it, and start practicing it before your Edo people will buy into it. And you want to sell it to your Edo people, especially we of beneath extraction. The first thing they'll tell you, Obadan, that is always it, is our way of life. And I'm telling you, my dear brother, to prepare yourself, because I've had it up to here, to my ear here. People telling me, oh, somebody was telling me the other day, how many millions are Munu Wena? And I told him, anything. I want Benin in my lifetime to change for the better. So be ready for so many oppositions. But if you stand your ground, your idea, you will enter the history books once those ideas succeed. So that's what I will say, my brother, for now. Thank you for giving me the time and the opportunity. And thank you for letting me meet a very brilliant young man that equally has a passion for his country and a passion for Edo State. Me, I've always said it. At our age now, we are about to leave the scene, but what legacy do we leave? What do we leave for the children? So it's always wonderful to find young men like Eugene Obadan that have at least a passion for their country and a passion for their state and have brilliant ideas which only need to be strategized, and put into order. And finally, I want to tell Mr. Obadan, there's already a registered political party called YPN. Are you aware of that? Youth Party of Nigeria.
I know about Young Democratic Party, YDP. I know about YBP.
No,
so the difference now is NYDP, National Youth Democratic Party.
Yes, I know that. But what I'm trying to say is this. Why I mentioned that is simply to tell you that party was able to make an impact in the last election, 2019. They won a senatorial seat in Anambra State, a senatorial seat. Senator Oba won under that party. Very young man. He's about 38, 39. He won. But roughly a month after he won and was sworn in at the National Assembly, he crossed over to APC. And people were saying, look at this youth, I'm just mentioning this to tell you that even there, in diplomatic circles and everything, people are looking at the youth program with sarcasm. It is left for you people. That's why I was telling you to convince and make sure you have some elders with you, because it will bring stability to your destiny. Why you people are leaders, but you need advisors. Without that, it will be very tough to succeed. Thank you.
Oh my God, Mr. Ambassador, thank you so much, always. And we always appreciate your appearance in the program. And we cannot do anything without you. May God continue to bless you. All your intentions that you have for the growth of that country and our state, Edo State, may God continue to bless you and strengthen you. So now we are about to run up, except if you guys have more to say. But I know that in the coming week, Mr. Abada, you're listening to me. I guess the other young man who joined us and exited, Mr. Imegi or so, probably he will have the opportunity to join us next time. I want you guys to furnish me with your information so I can communicate the program ahead of time to you so that you know. But just know that we start at 11:30 Central Time, US and Canada. That's 11:30 a.m. Wednesday, Saturday. Then on Saturday we also start at the same time. Nigeria time is 5:30 p.m. So it is with the UK, but every other nation whose time is different can apply their time to that, to fit into that. Now, as we're about to round out, I think somebody is trying to join us. I'm not seeing the video, but I'm seeing the name. There's Lucy Amaka, who I'm seeing on the screen. If you can hear us, if you do have something to say, I will bring you in just a minute. We do not discriminate in this platform. It's a platform for everyone to add their view, but not to bring in any fake news or fake information. This is the platform where you hear nothing but the truth. We want people to get enlightened and educated on how to, go about changing our country, transforming our country, for the best, actually. So, are you familiar with Lucy Amaka, Mr. Abada?
I think Lucy Amaka, because I dropped the Zoom meeting on our ESCO platform. I think she's a member of our ESCO planning committee. So I believe she wanted to join in, but I don't know why her face is not showing. I wanted some of our ESCOs to join us, but...
Well, that's fine. She's here now. If she's here now, if she have anything to contribute, just to buttress everything that you have said. If she want to do that, she got the floor now to do that. What did you say, sir? I can barely hear you.
Hello, good evening, sir. I just joined now. Sorry. I'm just trying to know what people are discussing. I'm sorry. I can't talk now because I'm not sure of the topic.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. You can go ahead and listen because the program we are almost running up. But I encourage you to join us next time, on time, so that you can be part of the discussion. You are very welcome to join us, to join the live broadcast from my station, the Joe-Brown Idele-Ero Show, happening live on Facebook and YouTube from Dallas, Texas. Yes, Ambassador, you were saying something, sir.
No, I was telling Lucia Amaka to unmute herself, and she did.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah. Mr. Badan, do you have anything? Because we are about to round up. If you have anything to for us closing remarks, you are welcome to do that now, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you all for this opportunity, and I do hope we'll have more time to engage the people like this, And I want to say, if you are a Nigerian out there, you may be in the diaspora, you may be within the country, and you are listening to this program, and you want to support our party, you want to support the program, the Industrial Revolution, and key into it, please, you are free to contact us. Our website will be coming up soon, where you can easily reach us and all that. We have a Facebook page which is growing. I think we are about 200,000 plus on the Facebook page. We have Instagram handles and all that. Our communications and everything they have been set up all over Telegram, WhatsApp, Instagram. So Mr. Ero too can always he can always reach me. I'm sure many of you want to reach him through me, so he can always reach me easily. And I would love to have as many support as possible. Like you heard the ambassador said, I cannot do it alone. No man is an island. No man knows it all. No man has ever known it all. So I will want your support, your encouragement, if possible, financial support, of course. The party needs money to run. For us to move forward, we will need a lot of funding. So please try to reach us, try to contact us, and let us engage more. Share ideas with us. Tell us how you think we can grow. Tell us how you think we can reach more people, and we'll be happy because, like the ambassador said, we are Nigerian first before anything else. And lastly, before I go, one thing I never mentioned is one of our objectives is unification of the Nigerian people. As I grow up and as I've grown in this country, I've discovered that there's a lot of division. There's the Yoruba, there's the Igbo, and there's the Hausa. But these same people forget that they are the Benins, they are the Edolites, they are the TVs, they are the Bibos. We are all Nigerian. So what we don't need separation right now. If we can tackle our problem, we can be together. We don't need to go, hey, Brafia, go your way. Arewa, go your way. Fulani, go your way. That is not the solution. As you know, China is 1.4 billion people. The United States of America is more than 300 million plus. India is 5 billion plus or thereabout. But they are together because they are industrialized. So please, let us not be too quick. I must mention his name here. I hear Namdi Kalu trying to incite his people all the time to, let's form a country. That is not the way. If Nigeria is bad, it's bad for all of us. If Nigeria is good, it's good for all of us. It's not you inciting your people to kill this one. The Fulani is inciting your people to kill the Yorubas. Let us come as one and speak in one voice. The voice of prosperity, the voice of truth, the voice of justice, not division. Division will continue to lead to tribalism, nepotism, and corruption. So please, I'm begging Nigerians, throw down your weapons or the guns, your cutlass, your knives, your bows, your arrows. Let us come to the dialogue table, and let us, like Mr. Ero said, let us strategize. Let us look into do we really need. Mr. Ambassador has said it. The first thing we need is energy. Is it possible or not? It is possible. How can we get it? That is what we need to sit down in the round table and talk. Not let us divide, let us fight. Fulanis we kill in Benue Plateau. This one we kill that. No, the bloodshed is getting too much. If the Chinese are not killing themselves, the Indians are not killing themselves, it means we can make it. One of the greatest leaders of the world was Mahatma Gandhi. He protested with almost 40 days of fasting, and he never wore dress until the Indian people had to change. They had to look into industrial revolution. Another great leader was Mandela. He was in prison for 26 years, not fighting the government, not inciting the people, not raising coups, but unifying the people through the voice of prosperity, growth. And today South Africa is where it is. We need to transform and to rethink in all we do. I thank you for this opportunity again, and I do hope I will be part of this program as the years and the days run by. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please hang it up for a little bit. I didn't have the opportunity to go to the audience. As part of those watching live, the audience, I have one of my sons in Europe who has been very, very impressed with everything you have said. He's a young man like you. He's based in Europe. His name is Osagwona Okumbo. You know, he appreciated everything that you've been saying. You know, he's in connection with what he's saying, and also with the ambassador. He was just writing out there that you guys are doing a great job. He agreed to everything that you have been saying. That is the way forward. You know, to take Nigeria to the next level. So that's Osagwona Okumbo from Europe, writing in the chat board on the audience. Now, Mr. Obada, if you don't mind, I will give you guys the chance. I can give you guys, a day, on this platform, so that you guys can come and speak to your group and to the world, at live, because it's a live broadcast that happens every Wednesday and Saturday, like I said. If you don't mind, you guys can drop your information for me on my inbox, and just inbox me. Let me know when you guys are prepared to come out, and I will give you the chance, the opportunity on this platform. So I will do that generosity to you guys, because as far as I'm concerned, it is part of the transformation of that country into the right direction. I appreciate your coming in today. May God continue to bless you. Everything you have said is taken into advisement. If people are listening out there, I think they have gained a lot. They've learned a lot. For people who didn't know before, now they know that the youth are out there. They are concerned. They are very concerned. Not just those who are interested in vandalism and all that kind of violence or riot shows. No, we still have youth who are very, very much concerned in a positive way for our country and our state, Edo State, in Nigeria. I thank you so much for coming, and members of your group, we appreciate you all for all that you are doing. But coming up, we still have, in our next program, we have to discuss issues that we have, abandoned. We have abandoned the local policing. We were going to talk about that, but this protest and rioting has overtaken that from us, making these matters arising to reoccur in our broadcast. So we have local policing, we have restructuring, we have the constitution that has been described as bogus. The constitution is not what that country needs. The constitution is just, it's outdated, or, it's not the right constitution that we need. People are clamoring that they should rewrite the constitution to fit our nation. Now, we also have too much money that is being used to run the NAS, the National Assembly, and other government functionaries. They are putting too much money into order, where people are, the minimum wage that was even approved, some states I understand that they have not even been able to implement it. Minimum wage of 30,000, whereby when we have the NAS cutting away every month millions. Outrageous, remuneration. That is unfair to that country. So these are things we need to talk about. And then we also came up with the industrialization, the industrial revolution, which you highlighted a little bit today. We're going to expand on that, in time to come. So I want to appreciate everyone that showed up today, and our audience out there. I want to thank you all. Without you, this program will not go on. We want you to be part of it always. Join us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is www.youtube.com/user/Joe-Ero100. That's our YouTube channel. And we hope to see you all back again at same time, at same station on Saturday coming week. Thank you so much for coming.
Before you go, one more thing, please. Sorry.
Okay.
We have a very large social media audience on Facebook, Twitter, and Telegram. We have, like I said, we have up to 500 people. So I would like you, before I come on live any time on your show, I would like you to send your link to these platforms. So because they will be the one to watch you directly. Like if we have dropped this your platform on my Facebook page that has more than 200,000 users, you will discover that you have more audience listening to you. So please let us talk more, so that, because I like that the fact that your network does not break and your HD is very good, so we can use it for several interviews that will be seen by millions of people. So please let us talk more. I will send you my phone number now, so that we'll talk more and see how you will put all your programs on our platform. Please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's why I was saying that. Yes, I appreciate that. Please do not forget, I mentioned it, drop your information on my inbox. I'll get them from there, so I can include you whenever I'm sending out my link for the broadcast, because I always schedule not less than a day before the broadcast. I always schedule it so that you have opportunity to spread it around your groups and your personal page. So please don't forget, drop your information and that of your group on my inbox. I will always send you invite. So for your group, for those who you want to come out to speak like you are doing now, it's different from those who will be watching. Okay, we cannot accommodate thousands of people. That's the reason why we call on like your executive or so to come out if they want to. For those who you delegate to come and speak, yes, we will share the Zoom link to them. But for the Facebook link, I will share to your group platform, so that they will be part of the discussion. They will watch live, and if they have anything to say, they can go to the chat board and say and make contribution. We will air it out here, okay? And then very soon I'm going to include my number. They can call on WhatsApp, and then they will hear it live. Anybody who want to call in can call in through my WhatsApp number, so that it can be aired live as well, okay? That I will include. I will put my WhatsApp number out there for people to call in, okay? If that is fair enough. Ambassador, sir, your turn. Do you have your closing remarks, sir?
Yes. My closing remarks is this, please. Before I say that, I will tell Mr. Obadan, please always watch out for my videos. All right. Because a lot of the things we are discussing, you find them at Facebook at Matthew Wifo. And
okay, I'll check it out right now.
Yes, Facebook at Matthew Wifo. You will see so many of my videos there, and some of the things we are talking here now have already been addressed there. Having said that, the way I want to conclude is this. The people who should be jailed for robbing Nigerians of their wealth and dignity have police escorts. Nigeria is an open crime scene where the big-time criminals are fully armed police officers. All right. Their job is not to prevent crime, but to regulate who can commit it. When they say that they are maintaining order, and they do not mean that they are getting the general public to obey the rules. No, they quell dissent so that the rich man and the big man can sleep at night. So until we change that and turn it around, it will be very, very difficult. Then the second thing is this. Just look at the protest of the youth. I was telling somebody last time that even if God decides to call me now to his kingdom, I will die happy. Because for the first time, I saw a protest that had no ethnicity in Nigeria. The Yorubas were protesting, the Hausas were protesting, the Edo was protesting, all the tribes in Nigeria was represented there. So it shows, the youth showed us and gave us a glance into the future of what Nigeria can be, where no tribe subjugates the other tribe, where no religion claims supremacy over other religions. So I'm very proud of our youth. There are a lot that these 2 weeks protest taught Nigeria. And believe me, Nigeria will never be the same again after this protest. So the most important thing now is how to build on it, how to build from there to get the desire to make Nigeria the utopia that we want. So I thank you for having me again. And it is my pleasure to have met you once again, Mr. Eugene Obadan. It's my pleasure. And may God bless you. And I hope by God's grace, we'll see you again on Saturday. God
Thank you
bless
very much, sir. God bless you too. Thank you.
Mr. Obadan, please, I know that your protest continue, but Ambassador Wefo has said so much about our governor who is trying so hard to ensure that our state, the people of our Edo state, are happy by providing us uninterruptible supply, power supply, which has started. He mentioned like Sapero, GRA, and all that environs that are already enjoying it.
Let me just chip in this. Let me shock you, Let me shock you. Honestly, for this power, hello, children, hello, can you keep quiet? Let me surprise you, for this darkness you are seeing in my house today. I won't really blame Mr. Governor. It is this Funke that bought this BDC.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I know that. Of course, I know that. Yeah, I understand that.
Do you know that my street, we bought a transformer, brand new, and we told her that we want to fix that transformer, and she refused and said that we'll be having too much light, that if we fix the transformer, we'll be having too much light, that if we're having too much light, some people, and we said, are we not supposed to have light? He said, no, we should continue the load shedding. You give us light sometimes by 6 o'clock, take it before we'll see light again, maybe till 9 o'clock. And we bought transformer with our money. We paid 600,000 to connect poles. We paid for wires. And this woman, up to today, the transformer has lied in one of our street member house for 3 years. We wrote her, we sent delegates, we begged her, she shut them out. In fact, I've never seen a human being like that before. She's still sitting there in her office.
How can she be that wicked to the people? That's sabotage. That's sabotage. The federal government ought to have taken the license away from her. That is sabotaging the effort of the government. You know what I mean? She is so wicked. I've heard about this from many quarters and from many people. That no wonder the governor walked away when he resumed office a long time, I mean, some couple of years ago.
Not even he walked that out of his office.
Out of his office, now, yes.
Let me tell you, when I tell Mr. Obadan that there is a lot of things we cannot put on the public space. When Obaseki started Edo Best and Edo Job and digitized revenue collection, that is when the EPM gang met this woman you are talking now to make sure that Edolites don't have light, so that they can revolt against the governor, so that they can say the governor is bad. This is still part of it. I'm telling you because I know these plans and I have intelligence on them. Eh? What you have said right now, were it to be even this African country that I'm in, she would have been removed a long time ago.
I can't understand it. We wrote her. We begged her. She refused.
So, this is what I'm telling you now. We thank God that our governor is coming back for a second term. And believe me, in the first 2 years of his administration,
it's our prayer.
We have 24 hours light. Go and write it down. You can take it to the bank. You can take it to the bank, Mr. Obada. Go and write it down. The whole of Benin will have light in the next 2 years of Obaseki's administration. Because if he did what he did, the first tenure, when there was so much disturbances and so on, so much acrimony, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the governor only reigned for 2.5 years, because 1.5 years was used for acrimony. Seriously, talk less of now.
That is very true.
I'm telling you, just throw this in quickly. The 14 legislators' seats have been declared vacant. Edolite should prepare for new elections, where they will have their primaries to elect leaders. And I would have told you now that you would have organized yourself very fast, Mr. Obada, and if possible, in a ward or this thing, put up one House of Assembly member. At least if that one can win, then your party has made a big impact for a start. So may God bless you.
We will look into that, sir. We will look into that.
Thank you so much. Mr. Obada, please go ahead and power a generator for your family to enjoy tonight.
Don't worry about me. We have been living in the dark. We continue to stay in the dark, but we will do something. We are going to change Nigeria.
In all honesty, that lady ought not to be holding on to that license. You know, I mean, this is so annoying. This is so annoying that somebody can hold the whole state or a couple of states. I don't know. They said she's in charge of Edo, Delta, or Ondo, or whatever.
She's so shameless. How can you see a brand new transformer bought by a street? They did not say. They say, okay, man, what is the estimate of fixing?
That is so annoying. That is so annoying. It's so annoying. She's not supposed to have that license at all. She's not supposed to. She ought to be arrested and prosecuted. You know, I mean, she is not qualified to you know, hold that.
So don't worry. We are coming. We are coming. The God that we serve will not keep us in darkness forever. Like Mr. Ambassador said, God said, "Let there be light," and there will be light. Absolutely. It did not cause Nigeria. It did not cause Nigeria. It's Nigerian man that is causing this nation. You understand? Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Well, thank you all so much. With this, we have come to the end of today's broadcast. Hopefully we will see you guys back same time on Saturday. Don't forget now. You know, mark your calendar.
I'll send you my number now.
Okay, so we will see you back on Saturday same time. That is 5:30 p.m. Nigeria and UK time. It is 11:30 a.m. It starts at 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, North America. That's America and Canada. So, and then UK, Nigeria is same time. But the rest of the country, you know your time. Apply to the UK or Nigeria time or America time, if that is what it is. Thank you guys so much. Once again, may God continue to bless you. May God bless your week, your family, your businesses, your work. And then as we come back, we'll come back happy again. We don't want to be sad. We don't want to end it with a sad note of BEDC. BEDC, you know, because that woman is an irritant. She is so annoying. She has offended a lot of people because without power, nothing actually can be done. She was given the opportunity. We are the one fighting ourselves. We're the one, you know, killing ourselves. She was given the opportunity to help to give power, to supply power for the people, and she is not doing it. That is wicked. That's wickedness. I don't care what she's doing. I don't care the reason she have for doing that. That is wickedness. Well, thank you so much. May God bless you all. See you guys on Saturday. Right. Bye-bye.